After serving 8.5 years of an 18-year sentence for killing her husband, Cheryl McCafferty is expected to walk out of prison tomorrow a free woman.
Yeah, the pardon comes as a shock to the victim's family and the woman who sent McCafferty to prison as well. But it's an early Christmas present for Cheryl McCafferty's mother and her 2 children. Local 12's Joe Webb has been following the story since the morning in June 2007 when it all broke. He joins us now live from the newsroom with the latest. Joe?
Well, Cammie, Cheryl McCafferty is still in prison. This is Inauguration Day in Kentucky, a state holiday, so officers are closed and the prison doesn't yet have the pardon in hand. But she's one of more than 200 pardons and commutations granted in the last hours of Steve Beshear's term as governor. Many were domestic violence victims, and the governor included McCafferty on that list. Not everyone thinks she belongs on it. A jury said 18 years for manslaughter. A second judge said no new trial. The parole board said stay locked up, but the stroke of one man's pen as he went out the door said Cheryl McCafferty was free to go out the door too. Her family is ecstatic. In a written statement, her mother thanked Beshear and Kentucky domestic violence advocates and then went on to say, "It is imperative that society continues to be educated regarding the horrific crimes of domestic violence that affects thousands of women and children each year. This crime exists at all social levels and too frequently becomes the hidden family secret." The McCafferty family secrets were laid bare in June 2007 when Cheryl McCafferty shot her husband Robert while he slept in their Fort Thomas home. Michelle Snodgrass prosecuted the case and won a manslaughter conviction.
I do not think that this is the type of case that you would expect to see a pardon given in.
Snodgrass says she feels devastated and betrayed by the governor's office. She was told McCafferty had not applied for a pardon and she would be contacted if she did. Snodgrass found out about the pardon through the media.
I was assured by the governor's office that we would be notified and that we would have an opportunity to speak to them. Clearly that didn't happen.
Your thoughts on that?
I think it's a slap in the face to the victim's family, to Bob's family.
Bob McCafferty's family was not notified either. Snodgrass says Cheryl McCafferty is not a domestic violence victim and did not act in self-defense. She says justice was served at trial and overridden by an outgoing governor.
When victims of crime continually are victimized again by the system, that's probably the worst injustice. And that's what happened here.
Now, in a statement just released this afternoon, Bob McCafferty's father and siblings call the pardon, quote, a jarring lack of respect for the justice system. They expressed disappointment that they weren't even given a phone call. Like Snodgrass, they are flabbergasted the governor reversed the decisions of a jury, 2 judges, and the parole board. But pardon or no pardon, Cheryl McCafferty would have been granted early release sometime this week. Now, that would have included state supervision for at least 6 months. Now, Michelle Snodgrass says she isn't sure if this pardon includes any supervision at all or any restrictions. Cammie?
All right, Joe Webb, thank you. Cheryl McCafferty's family says she didn't hear about the parole until early this morning. She's expected to be released tomorrow. McCafferty has 2 children who are young adults. She'll spend a few days with them before coming to northern Kentucky for the Christmas holidays.